This is getting ridiculous. Like, I'm on time every single day, and we just
Sorry.
no, it's no
Sorry,
problem.
Tom. Sorry. No, I was not going to the bathroom. I was in a mad dash this morning. I want to make sure my house is safe. So I have been making sure that we have removed all Tylenol from my home. So I was searching all the medicine cabinets. I got Tylenol out of my house. That's why I'm late. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Does expired Tylenol count? Because I've been taking that, and it expired about 3.
Burn it. Burn it.
Burn that too?
Melt it. Sorry.
Be a long- Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GP. Yes. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yep.
There's a lot to talk about today, Tom.
Yes, there is.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Lions?
there is.
The Lions look like they are fully back.
All right.
We got a new quarterback going to start for the Giants. We got some quarterback rankings from Pro Football Focus that I want to get into because talk about a site that's losing its credibility fast.
Exactly. They said Isaiah Rodgers had a perfect game.
Well, 99.9.
No. That's what you're talking about, right? You're saying like that can't be right. That's the Minnesota Vikings. They can never have anything good happen to them. And I agree, Brandon. 100%.
Yeah, dude, that game, he
legitimately was insane. Like, that is like the game of his life. Because he was on the Eagles, right? And the Eagles let him go. And
well, yeah, because he was on the Colts, and then he got suspended for doing a little sports betting. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
And then the Eagles had him last year. That's the one that got away for Philly, apparently. Yeah, now with the Vikings had one of the most insane games we've ever seen. We didn't talk about that Monday, did we?
What?
Isaiah Rodgers?
No, we didn't talk about him. No, I try to, every time we talk about the Vikings, I try to speed past that real quick.
Sure.
And, honestly, I think we talked about the Bengals and what they did more than what the Vikings did.
Fair.
But yeah, man, like we talked about a little about Carson Wentz, right? And that's what you and I talked about last week. It was just, hey, these guys probably going to be able to operate the offense pretty well. Even though Carson Wentz, I don't think is going to be your franchise quarterback here in 2025. He's going to be able to operate it as a veteran, maybe a little bit better than JJ McCarthy could, as it was, his first and second game. And then now obviously he's injured. So
yeah,
58. Yeah.
Is JJ actually injured? Do we know?
As far as I know, yeah, he's. I have not been to his house. I have not been in the Vikings.
Have you looked at it? Has he shown pictures of his ankle?
Not that I know of. I have not seen pictures of JJ McCarthy's ankle.
Because I think a lot of people wonder: is this a Bryce Young situation from last year, where they're like, this guy needs to marinate a little bit? JJ, your ankle's hurt. Okay, now take a little time. We're gonna put in Wentz because I've had enough of your shit after, was it 2 games? Just 2 games?
2 games, yeah. And he won the first game. They came back.
The greatest quarterback that's ever lived week 1 and week 2. They're like, this guy sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's also crazy too, because, the Vikings have a litany of injuries and had even more injuries week 2. And then they get some of their guys back and look like it works out pretty well. But yeah, it should be a really interesting game on Sunday. It's the first international game and it's Vikings Steelers.
And
Aaron Rodgers versus the Vikings once again. Oh God, you're talking about the terrible AI commercial?
Oh my, yeah, it's probably the worst commercial the NFL's ever made.
It's pretty horrendous, and I have not listened to it with audio, because I've just seen because I've been.
You're missing out, my friend.
I have no idea what it says. I just know there's a creepy AI baby. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, they got Drewski, the Rizzler, and they rebooted "Come On Ride a Train." It's a choo choo ride it. They were like, you know what? We need to bring that song back. We need to bring that back into the world.
This one, remember when we thought Puppy Monkey Baby was like, oh man, this is weird. It got so much worse. It got
the NFL, I don't think, has a great understanding of who their fans are.
You know, that's not. It's a decent point. It's
fucking 35-year-old dudes who like to sit on their couch, drink, eat, and watch football. They don't want that bullshit. They're not going out to attend a parade.
So, but that's the thing too, right? Is that the NFL is constantly balancing their current fan base, which
they want the new ones. We want the new ones.
We gotta get the new when they're young. We gotta hook these kids on our football. How can we do that? Can we make the product better and maybe less advertisements and more accessibility for our fans? No, we need AI babies in commercials. Yeah, that's what's gonna do it. So, yeah, that's where we're at the NFL. Karakina, let's talk. We were talking about that too. So Jaxson Dart getting the nod. It only took 3 weeks. And what's crazy is too for Russell Wilson is he threw 450 yards last week, right? In that spectacular game against the Cowboys, had that bad turnover in overtime. But then Sunday night was so bad on prime time. And that last series in particular, where he's thrown into the tunnel, he's just thrown out in the back of the end zone multiple times. They're like, you know what? We're not going to do this. And what is Jaxson Dart's reward? They're not even sending out Jameis Winston. He's got to go against the Chargers. That's your first matchup in the NFL. Godspeed, Jaxson.
Yeah, let's give him probably the toughest challenge right away. Yeah, but like if you believe in the guy, go make him fucking play. Go make him play. Yeah, Russ, like I think, you're watching that last series, and I rewatched it, I think yesterday, part of it. And you understand, like, if you're throwing it away on, second or third down, because you got another chance after that.
That's it.
But when you throw the ball away on fourth down, you just throw it out of the end zone. You don't give a single guy a chance to make a play for your team. Like, that is something you would much rather your rookie quarterback do and live with it and be like, yo, all right. But if it's a dude who's been in the NFL as long as Russ, it's just like, okay, your risk reward is no longer worth it for us. And now we're going to move on to Jaxson Dart. Russ, his career, I think, as a starter is done. And it's happening unceremoniously.
Yeah.
And it's, the Broncos, they benched him, famously. Steelers gave him a chance. Steelers couldn't really bench him because they didn't have a better option. And now the Giants have a better option, and this is where we're at.
Yeah.
I believe it's time to pay up. Laughing my ass off for the other day. JK, no Dobbins, but I need
Dakota, Brandon.
A good clip. Oh, Dakota, yes.
Sorry, Dakota. In his eyes,
yeah,
to really hit.
Let me find something for you, Dakota. Let me find something.
Yeah, let's see where this one goes. Let's see where this one goes.
Here we go.
Let's break. That's my girl. That's my girl.
She's so tiny.
Oh my God.
They grow up too fast. I'm not 355 away. It's a little bit more than that. Don't you worry. I'm keeping an eye on.
Oh yeah, almost at 900K.
Oh yeah, we'll hit 900K today, but it's not gonna be during this show. So don't.
If anybody is watching on my channel right now and you're not subscribed to Tom Grossi, YouTube guy, do it.
Never heard of him.
Do it. Tom Grossi, known football YouTuber. A tuber. There's 1,453 people watching on my end. Mm-hmm. I feel like 100 of you might not be subscribed to Tom, so do it.
Okay.
Do it.
That's all right. Yeah, CJ Gardner Johnson did get released. Yeah, I did not think that was going to go well when he went over there anyway. We'll see if the Eagles wind up bringing him back. Yeah,
he's an odd fella.
Yeah, he's
a complicated fella. That CJ Gardner Johnson.
He's a complicated fella. It's a.
I don't think
it's not a tank bowl, but it's a
1-3 bowl. It's a 1-3 bowl.
Yeah, it's a 1-3 bowl. It is. I do want to talk about I don't want to get off the Jaxson Dart thing real quick. You were mentioning that you think Russell Wilson's done now as a starter. I would imagine, unless something crazy happens throughout the season, someone gets hurt or, guys don't look good. I don't know if he's going to start another game for the Giants, but do you think that he's just going to find another team as a backup now, like next year, or do you think he's done?
I don't know. That's up to Russ. I think Russ is a weird, I'm not even sure how many teams want Russell Wilson as a backup in terms of his actual skill set as a quarterback. If Russ wants to, I think he can find a spot and he can be on an NFL roster for a few more years, make a good amount of money because I think if your young starter goes down and you got to put Russ into a football game, while he has his weaknesses, he's the kind of guy who can come in and provide a spark for sure. But it's all about his willingness, I think, to accept that role. And I don't know where he's at mentally to be like, oh yeah, I'm a backup now. That's a hard thing for guys who've had as much success as Russ in the league to accept. So I don't know.
All the bias, Raven, obviously. I'm just trying to put the Lions down the entire time. Not that they got their ass kicked week 1, but
yeah. I'm just waiting for the first guy to get some sort of weird brand deal that coincides with them going to play in the UFL.
That's fair.
Russ is you know what? This company's going to pay me $20 million and I'm going to go quarterback the UFL for a season. I'm going to show these guys I still got a little flair in my arm.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Baker Mayfield, dude, that would be something. But you know what though? I don't even know, and I truly mean this, unless Baker Mayfield wins a Super Bowl, I think that's the next level you could do. I don't think you could even do any more laughing at the Browns given their current state, right? If Gabriel and Shadur Sanders came in and they both sucked, and but man, they've already suffered the consequences. For that Deshaun Watson trade, that has set you look against the Packers, right? Their defense is a really good defense, and they have, you could argue, at least a playoff caliber defense. It's going to
easy.
At least you got a somewhat capable quarterback back there. Yeah, you're winning a bunch of football games. And unfortunately for them, they were hey, let's go all in on Deshaun Watson, who everybody and their mother was this is probably not a great idea. And look, so I don't even know, because Baker, I feel he's already exercised those demons because he's been playing well outside of Cleveland. Because he was at the time, he went to the Panthers, right? And that was whatever. And then, he got their coach fired, which you shout out for the Panthers fans, and then has been crushing it in Tampa. So, yeah, I don't even know if there's any more ha-has to give about the Cleveland Browns because their front office and their ownership has set them back so far. And them re-signing Myles Garrett, which makes all the sense in the world. They give him a ton of money.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's a great player. How much longer? How much longer is he going to play? How much longer is that defense going to be that good? And you don't have an offense to balance it out. That's
dude. It's yeah, it is. It's just an accepted truth now. You know what I mean? It's just the state of being for Cleveland, and they drafted 2 quarterbacks. We don't know when they're going to start either one. They started to find something with Judkins in the run game. Maybe that can help a little bit as they move forward, but their defense is that good. And when Power Rankings comes out today, I think some of you will be pleasantly surprised with where I rank the Browns. But during I think it was when I was streaming the Broncos game, somebody said, if I gave you $20 billion, which NFL team would you purchase? And I said the Browns. I said, and I couldn't buy the Broncos. Okay, so that I couldn't buy the Browns. And honestly, I don't know if I'd do a better job than Walmart at this point. But
oh boy,
God bless you, Walmart, which I do believe still sells Tylenol. By the way, I said I'd buy the Browns.
As far as I know,
I would buy the Cleveland Browns to save them. I unequivocally know I could run that team better than Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah, I think you could.
It wouldn't be hard at all.
No, I don't think so.
I would find a good general manager that is not a fucking idiot who thinks that Deshaun Watson is worth what he gave up for. I would ask them one question in the interview process. I would say, okay, go back to the year 2022.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson's available for trade. What do you do? And if they say, I don't trade for him, hired.
I feel like that's
hired.
But I feel like that's the majority of the human population.
Easy. Yeah, already an upgrade. And that person could be working at Starbucks. And I'm like, you're a general manager for the Browns at this point.
Honestly, I think if they're working for Starbucks,
you're qualified.
They would know. You know, it's that's fine. You know, listen, you're a barista at Starbucks. Like, you got to know all those orders. You got to. And that's even that's more complicated than saying no.
I'm not saying I'm not knocking on that job. I'm just saying that job in terms of its corration to general managing
99% of the population, and the other percentage didn't understand the question. So that's pretty much it. That's a fitty for you, Perna.
Oh, surgery, kidney stone. Oh, that sounds big.
It's true.
Is that Are you drinking enough water, Nugget? How do you get kidney stones? Because I want to make sure I never get one.
Dude, I've never gotten one. And there's been a few people in the chat that are like have had issues with it. And I'm like, I don't want these. I don't want these. I don't want any crystals.
Nope. I heard it's for a man, one of the most painful things you can do.
Yeah, because you're peeing out a rock out of your
You're trying to pee out a rock.
Yeah, I don't want to pee out a rock. Rocks are supposed to be outside. Get thrown at me, but don't.
Yeah. My buddy Steve Green had one, and he said when he was at the hospital, he told his dad to just let him die. He's like, I forget how old he was when it happened, young 20s, something. He's like, I just told my dad, just let me die. Just let me die, please.
Yeah. Rachel might collect the kidney stone.
Yeah, I know. I think, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So based off of that, Perna, what do you got clip-wise for a kidney stone?
Oh, I know. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Is that a pancreas?
You know what? It's inside the body. I'll take it. You know what? I think so. Hey, going to AEW. Where are they tonight? And just enjoy the show, man. It should be a lot of fun. You got Chris Statlander as the new AEW Women's Champion, which is super duper.
Highlander?
Stratlander. Yeah. And also Hangman Adam Page, current AEW champ. Come on now. Oh, just enjoy it. It'll be a good wrestling. Be a good show. Yeah, Wilson was a mistake, but see, I don't know, man. Like they needed something there, and you couldn't. I don't think the current iteration of the Giants could have started Jaxson Dart week 1. I think they needed to know how bad their offensive line was. I'm dead serious. Like, I think that they needed, hey Russ, hey Jameis, here's a bunch of money. I'm a little surprised that they're not going with Jameis as a buffer right this second, especially going against the Chargers, man. It just feels like you are throwing him right into the fire. But listen, if Jaxson Dart, this is kind of like, I think how we were talking about Drake May. If Jaxson Dart even looks serviceable against that Chargers defense, that's a win. I don't expect the Giants to beat the Chargers. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. I don't expect that, but if he could just look decent, that's a win in my book. So
yeah, and I think ultimately,
I think they're trying to save their jobs too.
Yeah. And it's so hard to say if Dart's going to be good or not, because he looked good in the preseason, and that is just not a great place to actually get a read on a NFL quarterback. But I think he's got enough of the tools that I think there should be a little bit of optimism for Giants fans as he comes in. Yes, you could argue there's problems with the Giants offensive line. But there's always a problem with an offensive line if Russell Wilson is your quarterback. So maybe Dart coming in And this is hard to do as a rookie, though. Come in, just get rid of the ball quickly, go through a couple progressions quickly from the pocket, make those throws. I think it can look better fast. But that's a lot to ask of a rookie. But you got Malik Neighbors there. And the Chiefs took Malik Neighbors out of the game last week, but Russ didn't know that. Russ didn't realize that, and that was the issue. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And they have I think Tyrone Tracy is injured too. So you're gonna get more of Cam Scadaboo. Scadaboo was their leading rusher and receiver last week.
Scadaboo actually, again, that he runs tough. I was talking about this when we were streaming on Sunday night. He does remind me of a prototypical Giants running back. Come December, no one's going to want to tackle that man. That's going to be a pain in the ass. So
he's Peyton Hillis. Yeah. The Peyton Hillis season.
Woo! Parna getting a 200 from King Andrew.
What? Tom is only 35. He's a young whippersnapper.
Yeah. I just don't feel it anymore. Yeah, no.
That's how I know you had a kid, Brandon, the salt and the pepper. Yeah.
What the hell's my excuse?
I've been taking some of the salt out, if I'm being honest. I had zero gray. Dude, my gray went through the roof.
Whoa.
Yeah, kid.
What do you mean you're taking the salt out?
I've taken some of the salt out.
What does that mean, Brandon?
Full transparency. It's a little darker up here.
I love the salt. You're dyeing it? It looks so good.
I still got it.
Oh, no. Listen, let me be very clear. I'm not dyeing you. I'm not bashing you for dyeing it. I'm bashing you because it looked good the way you had it.
It was too gray. I'm not ready for it. I'm denying. Deny.
Well, I'm going gray. When I go gray.
Deny. That's my approach to my gray hair. The way my set is lit up, I look like fucking Doc from Back to the Future.
We're
it's
going,
the shampoo stuff, so it does it gently, It's not like a full-on dye.
I'm sorry,
just
so what is it?
Looks better. Anyway, Andrew.
I like the way it looked before.
Andrew, thank you.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I'll always just be moderately satisfied.
Honestly, if we could all find that.
Yeah. Let's see here.
You're going to play it. It's probably some
I got no secrets here.
You got.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Before we get to Lions, because we do got to talk about Monday Night Football.
Scooter Railway?
Oh, yeah, I'll give him Scoots.
Johnny John
You know how much Advil I can buy with that, Andrew? Advil and ibuprofen.
That's it. But the memes that came out of that, good God. It's the one silver lining of what we got going on. It's like, hey, at least the memes are going to be pretty solid.
Hey, well, this is great for the meme world.
That's it.
All right, dude. Let's talk about this.
Oh, Jenny with an 80. I think that's to you again, Perna.
What the fuck am I doing right, Tom?
Bloke crapped himself today. Working in an office of 15 people, not only distinct, but I heard and I saw the whole thing. Oh, you heard it?
Jenny.
As well-known pre-podcast yourself.
Yeah.
What's your most memorable poo-related story? Again, I pooed. The last time that I pooped my pants, I was 16. And I was walking out of work at the library. I was done with work for the day, and I had just got my learner's permit. And I was like, oh, I got to fart. All right, well, let me do this real quick. Spoilers, it was more than that. And I trusted it. And my dad picked me up in the van. And he's like, oh, you want to drive home? And I was like, no, I don't. So I literally just sat on my side like this the entire time, not saying anything. Because, thankfully, once I realized what it was, clenched and I was never letting go. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take a shower from work. And I just threw my jeans in the shower and cleaned myself in shame. So
fair. Yeah. We've had this discussion on our Patreon Zoom Hangouts.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, and it opened up a world where it basically just turned into every dude in Patreon admitting the last time they accidentally sharded.
Did you say 16's too old? First of all, I agree, but I have gone nearly.
I did that shit like a few years ago.
Yeah,
just sitting here at this desk.
What?
Yep.
Oh, during GPS or
no.
First of all,
just editing. You go to expel some gas, and just a little more is attached.
So it's been 19 years since I've done that again. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good streak.
Yeah, but you're 35 now. It's coming for you.
You think it's going to happen now when you're saying a few years ago.
The older you get.
Yours happened after you were 35.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Carmi was around for the last one. So
I love it. It's how we measure our lives.
Yeah. When's the last time you shat in your pants?
Oh God.
Jenny.
I hope that was worth it, Jenny.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
The thing is, the way not only did it stink, but I heard and saw the whole thing. If you're hearing it, something has gone terribly wrong.
That is that man, and it's 100% a man that did that.
Yeah. I think I agree with that, Carl. Bring back Russell Wilson.
Okay. No, he did not. He did not. All right, here we go. Pro Football Focus. This is making the rounds right now, at least in my world on Twitter. They've got their quarterback grades, right, through 3 weeks. Okay. You got Jordan Love up there at 7. I would honestly maybe have Jordan a little higher. Sam Darnold at number 1. So right away you're going, wait, hold the phone here. Hold the fucking phone. You got Sam Darnold as the highest graded passer in the NFL at the moment.
Sorry, that's a phenomenal comment. The real reason Russell Wilson's
gone. He got raptured. I know who didn't get raptured. That's Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes because Satan.
God.
Okay. Dak Prescott, they got way up there. I don't know. When you got a guy who's got 3 interceptions, I'm not sure I'd give him the 3rd best grade, but whatever. These grades, they're subjective, right? Like they're looking at some certain things. You got different people doing all these grades. They weigh whatever more heavily. Justin Fields, right in the middle there at 15. Okay. He hasn't played much, but they got him at 15, just behind Baker Mayfield.
Where's Bo
Russell Wilson sitting there at 19.
Oh, he's down there. Oh no.
They got Bo Nix.
Oh no.
Dead last. They got my quarterback. JJ McCarthy has had 1 good quarter of football ahead of him. Have you watched fucking Tua play football? Okay. You got him ahead of Bo Nix.
Interception.
Bryce Young. Patrick Mahomes, that actually feels pretty good sitting there at 26. They got Lamar Jackson at 27. How are you doing these grades? All right, and that's passing grade, so just overall offense. Still Bo Nix dead last. Stupid.
Yeah.
It is, and I get it. I'm disappointed with how Bo has played through 3 weeks. Okay.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers is just a step above him.
Yeah. Week 1, Bo not great. Week 2, Bo played very well and the Broncos lost. Week 3, Bo misses on basically 3 game-changing passes. All of them are deep balls. All of them are 2 of them are like this far off. One of them was a little more off. All right. So you're basically saying because he had 3 passes that they weren't picked off. Okay. There was no chance of them getting intercepted. You're saying, oh yeah, worst in the league. Their grading system is flawed, is my point. Obviously, there's tons of ways to measure a quarterback's success. And I'm not saying he should be even top 15, but putting him above Jake Browning right now, Tom. CJ Stroud's been terrible. Are you kidding me? Fucking dumb. Like, how can you respect yourself after this type of rate? Did Nick Wright start working for Pro Football Focus? Is this a troll job on me, Tom?
I love how
and again, there's a lot to be desired right now, but the worst. Jared Goff, you have at 20? Shut up. This shit is so stupid.
You hear that? Bo Nix better than Jared Goff. The best part is when you brought up the PFF thing, I didn't know if there was actually a story. Like, I didn't know if there was something going on. And you're like, oh, no. And it's just because Bo Nix is ranked dead last.
Well, all of these are stupid. I mean, Jared Goff was incredible the other night.
Sure.
Lamar Jackson has been very good, even though the Ravens are losing. Lamar Jackson's problem is taking sacks. Like,
that's also his offensive line's problem, allowing those sacks.
Yeah, but it's also like
there's a couple extending plays where he just needs to get rid of the ball. Yeah.
Lamar's kind of had like a under the radar high amount of sacks, and it's because he's trying to make plays, and you're like, okay, let Lamar make a play because he can't. But anyway, fuck, what a stupid.
It's true, Glenn.
Set of ratings. I mean,
Perna,
they got Michael Penix ahead of him still. Did you watch Michael Penix last week?
He got benched, so yeah, it was tough. Got a fitty, Perna. There you go.
Yes, Michael. Well, thank you. Go Broncos, go. Let's see. What do we got for Broncos here? There's
some amazing guys on that staff. Coach Grossi, guy who puts all this time in.
Is that guy okay?
I've really enjoyed making love to your ears.
Sometimes.
Do we know if that guy's okay? Isn't Coach Grossi the one that got diagnosed with cancer?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't he that guy? Hold on.
Coach Grossi, Broncos. Let's see here.
I thought.
Pass game specialist, Zach Grossi.
Yeah, okay, so 2025. He was diagnosed with a cancerous chest tumor last October. His inspiring fight ended in a return to the coaching booth. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. I think I remember that because last name. And us Grossies know when there's something going on with the other.
You can feel that you're like, oh, I feel his pain as a Grossi. Yep. You're interconnected like aspen trees, right?
Exactly. Hey, look at wow. Look at that.
Root system. That root system. Let me tell you.
Is Carmi coming home and telling you things from school? Is that where
No, I mean she is. But
how was school going?
No, I knew that one. Dude, she's crushing it. She's crushing it.
Yeah.
She's getting so smart so fast. I mean, there's still like last night she stole my phone and I didn't realize she was recording herself onto my phone. And she was just going like, butt crack, butt crack, butt crack. So I got like 5 videos of her just yelling butt crack into my phone. Again, but she's asking, she's letters and learning to spell and read is insane. She's asking questions about every word. Why is it spelled that way? She's like school, SCH. She's like, why is it? How come it's not a K? I'm like, that's a good question, Carmi. That is a very good question. I don't know.
You're like, I don't know. I've been spelling it with a K this entire time. So
yeah.
Oh my God, that one clip of the Myles Garrett one. Run, Jordan! Run!
Jordan, run!
It would be a lot funnier if it wasn't my team, but you know.
There's that clip, and then there's that still frame of that's just like 3 Packers linemen in a row with Myles Garrett he just
walks through. He's like, excuse me, pardon me. He's like, I had this really good move. I was like, I don't even know if that was a good move. I don't even think the left tackle blocked you.
Dude, yeah, Myles Garrett's insane. It's insane how good he is. It's insane how good Micah Parsons is.
Yes. Well, by the way, Micah Parsons returning to the Arlington this Sunday against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Cowboys
to be
coincidentally have one of the worst defenses in the league. So
weird.
Yeah, dude, the Packers are they're going to look so good after that game.
Yeah, all this like loss to the Cleveland. Dude, if they lose to the Cowboys, I'm going to just.
They're not. I don't
think they are.
If you're in a survivor league where you got to pick the team to win every week, I would pick the Packers over the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think twice about it.
Hey, happy freaking fracking birthday. Let's go.
25?
25? Woo! It's not all downhill from here, but you'll start to feel some more pains.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ooh, that's a. I'm thinking like my middle back the other day, and I was like, oh God, is this forever now? That's what I think getting old is. You feel a pain and you go, is this forever now? Am I going to now feel this every day for the rest of my life? Thankfully, the answer was no. So
yeah, I don't think that happens till after 30, but
that's nice. So, oh yeah, the hands down for the
genetic kidney.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would meeting a specialist.
That's rough.
If they were like, you need to drink beet juice every day to not get this, I'd be like, okay, fine,
Fair.
not a problem.
Yeah, with the kidney stones. Like some people, they're like, why did you get a kidney stone? And they're like, well, my main source of fluid is Mountain Dew.
You're like, well, that kind of tracks. Gotta have some.
No,
water.
get those likes up. What the fuck? Can we get 1,000 likes? Dear God, we got 2,300 and only 294 likes. Lions. You worried about those Lions, Tom?
No, let's talk about that Monday night game because that was a really good dude. You have to be impressed with the Detroit Lions coming into this game. First of all, so he got fired. That's what that reference was before. Got you.
Yeah, Gundy they let him go.
Got you. Okay.
End of an era.
I'm a man. I'm not 40. I'm 58.
And unemployed.
That's tough. That is tough. Never fully understand how non-mobile QBs get so washed. I mean, it's not that they get washed. It's just if that's a major part of your game, like take Russell Wilson, right? Let's use him for example, or take Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers back in his prime, dude could extend the play. He was running around. He was a mobile QB. Same thing with Russell Wilson. He would more so than Aaron Rodgers, right? But when that's a huge part of your game, and then as you get older, you can't do that as much anymore because you're a little bit slower or maybe injuries or what have you. You need to learn to adapt and be more of a pocket passer, right? To kind of just go, okay, like Rodgers can stay afloat because he's got to stay within the pocket. He's got a good arm. But yeah, that's why you're going to see a lot of those mobile QBs eventually drop off, as they get a little bit older because they haven't adapted.
Yeah.
It's not part of
this dumb shit. They got Kyler Murray with the same grade as Justin Herbert this year.
It's true, because
the pro football, they're not watching football. I don't know what they're watching.
You're not watching football.
They are like, if you think Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray are playing at the same level right now.
I'm sorry, what is this filter right now that you were looking at?
That's just your
passing grade
offense as a quarterback. Here, let's go just pure passing. Same fucking shit. They got Herbert just 0.4 better than Kyler.
Anyway, sorry. Talk about the Lions Ravens.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think the biggest shout out for the Lions has to be within the trenches, right? Their offensive line, not allowing Jared Goff to get beat up back there. 7 freaking sacks. Muhammad was incredible. I know he sucked for the Bears, but he was really, really good on Sunday night. Aiden Hutchinson punched out like that Derrick Henry fumble, which is now 3 in 3 weeks. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Henry has 10 fourth quarter fumbles through his career.
Even tougher.
But even that fumble, like I think that's just more of a very good play by the Lions defense than a mistake by Henry.
Because Hutchinson comes up. Yeah,
Henry thinks he's passed basically Aiden Hutchinson, right? You're not expecting the edge rusher to come from behind at that point and knock the ball. So that's an incredible play by Hutchinson. That the Lions recovered, obviously. But yeah, you do worry a little. You're like, okay, that's kind of an issue now. 3 games in a row, Henry. We're going to work on this, whatever. But you're right. The Lions offensive line, and it's so funny. I was watching that game, and I think it was the first 2 drives for the Lions. They weren't running the ball effectively yet. And I was like, thinking maybe this is the difference between the Lions, like their run game. Packers did a great job taking that away week 1.
Yeah,
week 2 it worked again, but it was 2 series. It was very early in this game, and my observation was they're not running the ball. I don't think their offensive line is really getting to open up lanes for them. And then they had that 98-yard drive. They ran the ball very effectively, and they continued to run the ball effectively for the rest of the night. And I was like, oh, God, that was just an early game observation. And if they can do this all year, they're going to be the exact same Lions that we've watched.
So Jahmyr Gibbs had himself a nice game, right? But this is what makes the Lions dangerous is David Montgomery on Monday night. First of all, it sounds like the Bears could use a guy like David Montgomery, but he was averaging, I think it was like 11 yards per carry. Like it was like,
it's ridiculous.
It was insanity. And again, that's what makes the Lions so good, because their O-line is good, right? And Jared Goff, good quarterback.
He's a tactician.
If Gibbs is not feeling it that night, then you go with Monty. If Monty's not feeling it that night, then you go with Gibbs. And they are both very capable running backs.
Yeah.
And so I think the concern about the Lions, right? You have the week 1 game against the Packers in which their offense just does not show up. But even just their offensive scheming and game plan seemed very off. It was a ton of short yardage. It was a ton of like behind the line, ton of screen passes, whatever. And they just weren't moving the football. Then week 2, they blow the doors off the Bears. And everyone goes, well, it might just be because the Bears just suck, right?
Yeah.
Now they beat the Cowboys, and that's a whole different thing. And so heading into this game, you just didn't know what the identity of the Lions were. And we've been talking about this for weeks. You're not going to know probably for the next like 3 weeks or so if this is going to be consistent. But for them to go and keep it close against the Ravens and then pull away, and their defense got better as that game went along, especially the pass rush, which was a concern for Lions fans heading into this season. It's all right, Hutchback, so it's already going to be better than when we didn't have them, but they didn't get to Darius Smith. But it looked really, really good. And to bring down Lamar Jackson 7 times, man, I don't care what defense you are. That's really difficult to do. Like literally one of the slippery QBs out there. So,
and like last year, a big problem for Detroit was the injuries on that defensive front. After Hutchinson went down, they really couldn't get the consistent pressure that you want from a championship caliber team. And it was sacking Lamar Jackson. That's big. Causing just they generated 30 pressures. Lamar only dropped back to pass 27 times.
Yeah.
Now that's Pro Football Focus, so that's probably bullshit based on what we just saw with them. So I don't even know how that can be real. But the other thing they did, Derrick Henry had that touchdown run. It was like a 25-yard touchdown run. And I'm like, might be a long night for the Lions trying to contain Derrick Henry. After that, they did a very good job containing Derrick Henry, including that goal line stand where I think the Ravens were on the 2 and stuffed Henry. And then they it
was Lamar running out to his right, and then like
the ball out of Lamar's hands.
He was going to try to run it, then he fumbled.
Yeah, that was huge. And then also Dan Campbell's balls came back out.
Figured that's what that was. Yeah.
4th and 2, they take a shot down the field to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's the Lions. That's the Lions we've gotten used to. That's the moment I'm like, they are 100% fully back, those Lions. And why does that play work? Their wide receivers block. So talk about David Montgomery, talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, because one of them's going to have a big game, but their receivers buy into blocking for those guys. One of those big David Montgomery runs, Jamison Williams is blocking his ass off 20 yards downfield. Yep. We know Amon-Ra St. Brown blocks. So that 4th and 2 play, they've got this cluster, and the Ravens buy into the idea that Amon-Ra St. Brown is blocking on that play, which allows Amon-Ra to just slip free and get open for Goff to hit him for a big gain on 4th and 2 or whatever. So all those things that the Lions did well when Ben Johnson was there on offense, it's carrying over now. And it becomes like the question of, are they just going to be this consistent every week? That's because the proof's there. They look good. They did all the things we expected them to do. And I think as a Packers fan, you guys should feel good about your team, even though you lost to the Browns. Like we actually played a good Lions team. We just did a great job against them.
So that's what's funny right now. And that's the argument between Lions and Packers fans right now. Lions fans are like, well, we weren't ready, obviously. Like it's a completely different team now. Like it's 2 months ago and it was 2 weeks ago, which again, it is week 1, 100%. But yes, this is why it's going to be a fun season. We expected the NFC North to be competitive, and so far it's very competitive. Yeah, Chris, again, Patriots get it together. If their protection gets better, and if Stevenson, those Patriots should have won the game on Sunday. If Stevenson can hold on to the football, having a different conversation. They beat the Steelers.
Yeah. The Pats win that game by like two
legitimately.
touchdowns.
Like they should have ran away with that. So
they just don't fumble.
I think you're having a young developing team. Ask me near the end of the season, and then we'll have a better analysis on like Drake May in that offense.
Dude, could you imagine if Belichick was still coaching the Patriots after a 5 turnover game? I think
he'd be dead.
I think Ramondre Stevenson would have been relegated back to college. Drake May probably in jail for a month right now.
Oh yeah.
Like Antonio Gibson, also just Drake May's cellmate. Belichick somebody would have been fucking released if Belichick was still in New England.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go, Benjamin. Embrace that salt and pepper.
That's it.
Embrace it.
That's it. Fired mid-year. I mean, I think that there's a good chance that you are going to see some turnover with the Giants organization. I don't know mid-year. I mean, because the Giants don't have the easy, like they have a tough schedule.
Very tough schedule.
So I think you're kind of just going out there and looking for signs of life. If they're the worst, like good God, horrendously bad, maybe. But I think you just need to figure out if Jaxson Dart is at least like, okay, can we develop him?
Yeah.
Because they also need additional guys on that roster to make that team better.
If the Indianapolis Colts finish in first place,
oh God,
Brian Dable's job is it's on very thin ice already. I just don't know if you can survive. I don't even if Jaxson Dart looks good.
Yeah.
You see Dan Jones first place with the Colts in the MVP conversation. Dable might be gone no matter what. But
and they would have been on my side.
I have to address something, Tom.
Go ahead, buddy.
During the Lions game, there was a play where I think Jared Goff threw the ball and it was behind the line of scrimmage, but it looked like it could have been a backwards pass. You know the play I'm talking about?
Say that one more time.
Jared Goff throws the ball. It was behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yes. It was marked as a backwards pass because they lost. I think it was like 8 yards or something. Yes.
Yeah. I tweeted any pass behind the line of scrimmage should be a live ball. I'm like, and I tweeted that because I'm like, that would be kind of fun. It makes it a little more risky.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sick of like these screen passes and checkdowns and add an element of risk there. I tweeted that out because of that play. Then I got accused of plagiarism in my DMs, Tom.
That's tough, spontaneous. You got accused of plagiarism in your DMs.
Yes. Which is the one thing that drives me nuts. That's like, you can call me stupid.
Because you don't want to get caught.
You can call me, yeah, exactly. If I'm going to plagiarize, I'm going to be sneaky about it. Stealing content is what they said. I just fucking fired
Carlos
off that
Mencia of
because apparently this has been discussed on Pardon My Take. I think it's one of their things that I didn't know about. Okay, I didn't know that they said balls thrown behind the line of scrimmage should be live balls. It was just a thing I tweeted out. PFT got tagged a bunch in my thing. I'm like, oh fuck, they must have talked about this. And then somebody's DMing me like, this is a bad look for you. I'm like, fuck off. Like, I'm sorry. It was a tweet. It was a tweet. God damn it. That's the one thing that bothers me, Tom.
Brandon, with all the love in my heart, and soul, one person DM'd you accusing you of that?
But then a bunch of people tagged it. I'm like, oh man, now everybody's going to think I stole it from them. I purposely don't watch shit, so I don't do that. I don't watch your videos. Somebody's like, Tom already said that. People are like, I want to be able to say, I had no idea because I haven't watched one of Tom's videos all year. I'll go in, I'll give you a like, and then I'll get the fuck out of there.
That's really what I do for years. That's
you know what I mean?
Like, dude. Yeah, well, that's like, did you see what Skip Bayless said? And I'm like, no. Oh, what did you see? No, I don't watch any of them. And a lot of that is because like if my takes are bad, I want to develop them in-house. You know, I want that to just come from this up here. And
it's one thing I take great pride in how we do our videos. It's me and Will thinking of ideas It's executing those things, and then it's Johnny and Connor helping us edit them. And it was somebody else. It was another, like, we did a video about the Browns, about the news that Shadeur turned down the Ravens. And the somebody's like, microphone already did this. You ripping off ideas now, Perna? I'm like, yes, I'm ripping off the idea that Adam Schefter reported this thing, and it took us a while to make this video because we did a new worst game, we did a winners and losers, we did power rankings, and I couldn't get to this video until the end of the week. So I purposely went in and searched for other YouTubers doing ideas that are readily available to all of us, searching for these ideas, and ripped them off. Again, call me stupid, call me unfunny, say I have a tiny, tiny penis. I don't care, but don't accuse me of plagiarism. And if I do plagiarize, like Tom said, I'm going to get away with it.
Yeah, I think you have to start uploading all your videos to turnitin.com just so we can triple check to make sure that there is no plagiarism.
That's right.
There. I will say one thing I don't think you've ever plagiarized is your power rankings. That is just coming from the mind of a madman, and I don't think anyone would dare try to replicate that.
No, I mean, but they are pretty good.
Yeah, some overthrows.
It is, like, and that's the thing. Okay, Bo Nix is the overthrows, right? When you're looking at Bo Nix, he's not. At the first week, he threw a couple picks. Those are inexcusable. But that last game, he left a lot of meat on the bone. But it wasn't like Bo was throwing the ball in terrible spots. He wasn't making horrible decisions. You know what I mean? Like, you're wondering, how effective is he as a passer? Can he just dial this in? You're missing a couple plays by a little bit.
Give him another week.
It still sucks. It still sucks. Like, he knows, but it's not like we're talking about a guy that, I don't know, fumbled a bunch of times or was taking like 7 sacks. He just kind of missed on a couple passes. And I think that's harder to determine. Like, is he a bad passer?
And that's the thing, dude. Like, if this was his rookie year, we're not even talking about this, right?
No.
But it's like you said, I think you said it on Monday. You're like, the team doesn't look like it's gotten better. Defense looks really good, don't get me wrong, but they don't look like they have progressed in certain areas. And again, the good thing, all reliable is, we're heading into week 4, right? Like, we do have time to turn the ship around because there's not much to turn. It can get better. But these are concerns as you're going throughout the season. Like, for the Packers, I still think they're a very good football team. Am I concerned about the O-line? Absolutely. Zach Tom, right? Like, that injury is not great. The O-line did a terrible job against a really good defense. That is 100% a concern. It is also, hey, they got a good amount of time. They got months to try and fix this.
Yeah. And I think, like, and I said this last year, and I think people assumed Bo Nix heading into year 2 with Sean Payton, things would be easier for Nix in that offense, and they probably are to some extent, but I think Sean Payton is still kind of calling plays and calling a game like Drew Brees is his quarterback. And I think he got too used to having a quarterback who knew everything about the playbook the same way Sean Payton did, could disseminate very complicated offensive play calls, could do all that shit, and I don't think you should fairly expect that out of a second-year quarterback. And I think Sean Payton needs to simplify some things for himself and to just get into something that is a very, like, fundamental football philosophy, and that's just run the football. J.K. Dobbins is proving, like, with touches, he's effective. So establish, like, your line of scrimmage. Let your offensive line that's good control the game and run. Just commit to running the ball and then allow that to set up some of the easier passes and things for Bo Nix to get going and sprinkle in. And Sean Payton, I think, is still a very creative play caller. Sprinkle that shit in later. I think he just needs to dial it back a little bit. And we didn't even get to this. Nick Bosa in the thumbnail. Niners, another devastating injury. Another year where it's the same problem for the Niners. Bosa tears his ACL, and they were surviving the injuries. And I said, I think it was Monday, I'm like, this looks like a team built to survive. this injury plague, assuming they're not going to get any more injuries. And now it is, or I think I said it last week, and now we know Nick Bosa done for the season.
No, I was talking about, sorry, Maya just got home, so the dogs are barking like insanely. So, by the way, we're
1,000.
No, 100,614 away.
100,000 is what I meant. Yeah.
I use
I know
Road NT1A. Road NT1A. Yes, we were talking about the 49ers, and I mentioned this in Power Rankings yesterday before you plagiarized it. And it was basically how the 49ers, I've been super impressed with them because their defense has been that one consistent thing over these past 3 weeks. They got decimated early by injuries, which I don't think that's ever happened to the 49ers. So that's super new. But you have Brock Purdy out. They're still able to win, right? They're still able to get it done with Mac Jones. You got George Kittle out. You have these pieces that are pretty substantial for your offense, and they're still able to win games. And you're like, okay, damn, that's a well-coached team. Their defense is looking good with Salah back. And then to lose Bosa, it's like, holy cow, man. So I feel though, even though they have an easier schedule, they're in a competitive division. Everybody's above 500. And now you lost your, Fred Warner can make an argument that he's their best defensive player. But okay, then their first or their second best defensive player. And I feel like for the ceiling for the 49ers for me has definitely been lowered now because of what I think they can do this year. They can have a nice defense. They can be well coached. They can get guys back from injury. But losing Bosa, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's like like the Cowboys without Micah Parsons. It's just not it's a player that's hard to replace. The Cowboys, of course, willingly did it.
Not really.
The Niners took out an insurance policy on his contract, so they get like $7 million back in cap space. I think like next season because of the injury, or I forget exactly how it works. But yeah, it just feels like the Niners are in this like injury purgatory, and I don't know when they're going to get out of it, if ever, at this point. Every week Scooter's like saying that the Cowboys are going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, and we're like, I don't think the Bengals are like trying to actively trade him right now.
I don't think so.
If I'm the 49ers and just in a world where maybe the Bengals would trade him, that's the team that should go and pursue a player like that to try and make up for. That's the only way you replace a guy like Nick Bosa on a defense, is another guy who's already doing what he does.
Yeah, they released McCall Hardman yesterday. I mean, I'm not the most surprised. I mean, you're going to use him as a returner, but then during the preseason, you saw kind of how that went. So I think he was kind of just there on standby, but they signed another offensive lineman. So that, and honestly, after Sunday, that's kind of what's a little bit more needed.
You know what the worst stat is for the Broncos right now, though, Tom?
You tell me.
Is they're 1-2, and they have never trailed in the fourth quarter this season.
The Packers have not trailed like all season, and they're not undefeated. I understand.
We lost 2 games. We had the lead for the full fourth quarter.
2 is tough.
And it's clock's on 0. Then the score changes.
So this is the guy who pooped his pants. All right, so genuinely surreal to witness. We don't even talk about it after. Because what do you say? Got up, left the office. Don't know if we'll be able to speak to him. Yeah, that's fair. Because what do you even do, right? You poop your pants and everyone hears it. And then it's just, I'm going to get up and maybe walk into a lake. That's tough.
Yeah, when you hear it, that's real. That means you had no idea.
Yeah, it's not good.
No idea it was coming.
Lions look great, man. Now, if you're a Lions fan, so real quick, just talking about the other end of that too. I know we bounced all over the place.
Yeah.
Talking about for the Lions and their trajectory definitely going up after Monday's game. Where are you on the Ravens? So the Ravens they've had some tough losses now. Of course, week 1 is still worse than what we saw on Monday night. Then they beat the pants off of the Cleveland Browns, right? Get that big divisional win. And now this one, which game was really, really close. But again, a Derrick Henry fumble completely changed the complexion of that game. And on top of that, their offensive line and defensive line, they had no pass rush. Like it was not great. I know they got some guys out. Are you still viewing the Ravens, again, it's only 3 weeks in, as like that Super Bowl contending team? Because I still feel like you got Lamar Jackson, like they still have a roster that is going to be one of the most competitive in the NFL. Yeah. It's just maybe about closing out games. And there's obviously some holes within that roster that are still carrying over from previous seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I picked them to go to the Super Bowl for the AFC. At this moment, I would say my pick was stupid. Say it's wrong. I still think that the Ravens are going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to ultimately win that division. But yeah, you should be a little bit concerned. They needed to beat the Lions or the Bills if you still wanted to believe in them as a legit contender. They have scored an insane amount of points.
Yes.
And have lost 2 games. What's it like? 111 points? Is there
some crazy number?
And they still lost 2 games. Yeah. So the concerns on defense, and you're right, Matabuke and Kyle Van Noy were out against the Lions, but just beyond that, they couldn't stop the run. They just got bulldozed. They got bullied, and that's not something you say about the Ravens very often. Right. They're usually a tough football team. They win in the trenches. So they got to figure out what's wrong on defense. They had issues early last season. Last season, they had one of the worst secondaries for the first half of the season, and then they corrected it. They figured it out. I don't know if they can correct stopping the run or, what they got to do to shift that. But there's enough talent on the roster. There's enough experience there. Lamar Jackson's still really good. I don't think Derrick Henry's going to fumble every week.
You hope not.
They're going to win. They're going to win a fair amount of games, but there's some concern there.
Yeah. By the way, I again didn't see it because same thing. I went to your winners and losers. I liked it because I gotta support you and Johnny. I liked it, and I scrolled down for a hot second, and they're like, "Oh, you used Tom's clip." So I am going to be filing a complaint. You are going to get a strike
Johnny
on
put
your
it
channel.
in. You've got to file a grievance with Johnny Parks.
It is going down. No more competition now.
Johnny will sneak those in every now and then.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but this is other teams have talked about this. I feel like it was the Ravens. That was the Packers. Like that was a thing that they had to get rid of some of their strength and conditioning staff.
Sure.
Sometimes that is the case. The guy who stabbed Tyrod Taylor with a needle, that's probably
he's gone. He's gone.
Don't hire that guy.
Yeah. I think the Niners have a problem. It can be, I think it can be rectified. The Broncos have gotten a lot better in the health department. Now there's also like an ACL tear. That's, I don't know, all the things you can do to prevent it. But there's a clip of Kyle Shanahan from this preseason with the 49ers. And I'm like, this is going to age poorly. And he's talking to the team. It's might be like the first week of training camp or first week of preseason. And he's like, we're going to practice 3 days in a row as many times as we can to build the calluses. We got to callus up, men. We're going to practice these 3 days in a row. That's going to benefit us late in the season, getting these calluses. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about calluses? Like, you're not building calluses on your joints and your ligaments and your tendons, dude. So and I remember Derek Wolfe complaining about Vic Fangio for telling the team they needed to get calloused. Got to get calloused with the way they're practicing. And the Broncos were devastated by injuries through that time. And the Niners is a team who's been injured every year. I think there does need to be a change in their philosophy and how they approach their rehab process. It's not just like conditioning and training. It's in conjunction with your medical staff and your rehabilitation staff. Mm-hmm. And I think while there's a lot of science there, it's not an exact science in terms of figuring out what is going to keep your team the healthiest.
Also a violent game, right? It's so funny. When we were at a training camp this past August, someone was like turned on, I think it was like a random YouTube, like NFL, like top 10 collapses seasons or whatever. And I don't remember the team. I got to be honest. It might've been like the old school Vikings, but like they were doing like super duper well. And then they were just practicing all the time. And like guys just started getting hurt. And it's exactly what you said. Like it is that balance between football's a very violent game and things are going to happen. They're going to be freak injuries and you can't predict it, right? Like that's just going to happen.
Joe Burrow's foot. Like
Joe Burrow's foot. Perfect example, right? At the same time, especially going on later in the season, this is why I always talk about it. I hate early bye weeks because then there's a whole lot of football to be played. The Eagles were able to navigate that, and Sirianni deserves a lot of credit for that too. Not only turning that ship around because at the beginning of last year, they weren't too good, but ultimately it's that balance between pushing the guys to get into football ready shape. That's why usually around mid-October, things are looking a little bit better. There's a little bit less injuries, right? In terms of like the scope and scale of it. And then it's just about maintaining that guy, like people's health. I mean, because our players' health, I should say, because at the end of the day, like that's why they talk about adding another game. Dude, you're just going to see more of this because it's already a long season for these guys because you're basically getting into a car crash every few days. And that's why Thursday Night Football, there's usually an increase of injuries.
Unless you're a quarterback, then you're like you're getting like the equivalent of a bumper car run in India, you know.
Well, it depends which one, but yes. Yeah. Drew, so that's what we were talking about that on Monday, but then they did that close up and it just went in. Like it was very, very close. That kick, it was very, very, very close.
Oh, and I needed that one field goal for my little stat guesses, that Tyler Loop field goal.
Yeah.
But with the injuries too, okay, so like the Broncos have had so much more success in staying healthy since Sean Payton's gotten there and they kind of overhauled their whole training staff. Here's a danger with that though, Tom. Denver signed 3 injury-prone free agents this offseason. Hufanga, who's been healthy, Dre Greenlaw, who they put on IR, and Evan Ingram, who had injury issues the year before. And I think there's a thought that, hey, we keep our guys healthy. We know what we're doing. We can get these guys to stay healthy. And so far, 2 guys the Broncos really need, I think, to help them take that next step forward aren't on the field for them in Greenlaw and Evan Ingram. So, you know, sometimes like your body, like doesn't matter what you're going to do because football is violent. Like, I don't know if Dre Greenlaw's ever going to be healthy again. They put him on IR now to try and let him rehab through this quad injury that's been an issue for months now. Yeah. Evan Ingram had a calf thing that turned into a back thing. Like, we'll just see. And so, like, ACLs, like, you plant your foot wrong, your knee and leg bends, twists in the wrong direction, that shit's just going to snap in half.
Yeah.
Now, you can... And age, too. How old is the player? How long does their body need to recover? Like, if younger players can bounce back from things quickly, you can get them back out on the field earlier. You just never know. But if you're a Bosa, you're going to get hurt. That's just in your DNA. Nothing you can do about that. I'm just waiting for... I don't want it to happen because Joey's been playing so well up in Buffalo.
If he... Oh my God! If the Bills somehow win a
Player of the Year, Joey Bosa.
Yeah, it's gonna age bad. I mean, I didn't believe him either. But Luke's asking where he should look for his wallet.
I would check in the drawer in your hallway. Maybe look under the bathroom sink.
That was them. Thank you. I knew I was going somewhere. Yes, it was the Vikings. They started off, they were undefeated. Yep. And then, of course, crying on the field.
Those injuries, too?
It was just because, dude, they were practicing and they started losing guys to injuries. And
it happens. It sucks.
Yeah.
But when it happens every year to a team like the Niners, like, what are we doing wrong?
You have to start looking at something, right? Because,
I think Kyle Shanahan's like, we got to go even harder.
Now you have to make up for Bosa getting injured.
Yeah, that's hard to replace.
All right. There you go. There you go. Perna, what do you got coming out today, bud?
Power rankings.
Nailed it.
Where did I put the Packers? Who gets cursed this week? I think you guys are going to be entertained.
That's all we can ask for. I'll have predictions coming out later. I got to film that, so that'll come out later tonight because those always take forever. Shout out to Johnny Barks there. And also, today we're going to hit 900,000 subscribers. So we're like 605 away. So it'll be later this afternoon, maybe this evening. It depends if I put something else out in between. But yeah, we going to hit it. We going to get it. And we'll stream. Last 100K stream. 4 million.
Woo!
So let's go. That I
bigger.
Yeah, I honestly support this.
I like that.
So we're gonna get. Well, folks,
Thank you
so much for watching. We'll be back on Friday. We'll be back tomorrow because I got to ask Scooter what Dak's EPA was from this past Sunday. But
I got to write a Pokemon poem.
But we'll see you.
But I'm definitely going to plagiarize that, though.
Oh, 100%. On Friday. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
When you reach your destination.